Hello, restaurants. Let's get this going. What do you think the elder runes would like to tell us today? So the elder runes are 24 alphabet letters, symbols. The younger runes have 16. They're actually the oldest in the series, typically used by Scandinavians, where the 24 elder is more Germanic. Okay. So, ancestors, what would you like us to know tonight? Casting. Okay. Well, we will pick up everything that is not visually apparent to me. So if I can't see the letter, it doesn't count. Okay. All right, and they go back in the pouch. And now I go ahead and I put them in order. And so I am looking, oh, very interesting. We already have a vertical message. Priority. Okay. Now this X is more defined as an X rather than a cross-looking emblem, so that's Gibo. Okay. And then here we go. And this is per throw, so this is about here-ish. Okay, yeah. Okay, I think that works. Well, as always, I'm going to attempt to put the board under a black without disturbing it too much. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3 on the physical plane tonight. We have 3 in the emotional mental plane. And then we have 4 on the spiritual plane. So fairly even, not anything too unbalanced, if you will. Not something that's totally obviously more focused. So pretty diverse, pretty balanced overall. But let's look at this message right here. So this is a vertical, so meaning 1, 1, 1 on all planes. I lay it from 1 to 8, 9 to 16, and then 17 to 24. So if they're clustered together or if they're vertical in that pattern, then that would be a significant message. So let's look at the significant vertical. So coming from the physical plane, we have Fehu. This is the rune of wealth. Think cattle back in the day. This is gain. This is offspring. Just beware of greed or fraud. If we're not aware of what's going on with our finances, with our wealth, we could meet distractors. This is Hagelos. This is the hail rune. So this is outside influences that can damage, cause unwanted debt, worries. So watch out for the distractors. Stay focused. Stay on target. This is Tiwaz. This is the sword. This is hitting the target, claiming victory, having clarity. There's clear direction. Okay, evil's been thwarted. Just beware of envy, malice, and revenge. You know, if someone's distracted you, don't take revenge. Just get back on focus with your funds and your wealth. Okay, so that's the message. That's the big one. So now we're going to Fei Hu with the wealth. And then we have giving and receiving. This is Gibo. So thinking about your wealth, being a person of hospitality, being generous. It was received back in the older times because, again, community was everything. You couldn't survive as a solo person. You needed the community you were part of, not a part away from. But if you were not serving people and showing hospitality, then that could lead you into poverty. Okay. My German grandmother was all about the hospitality. And I can see why she would think that way with the Giebel rune. This is Wanzhou. So, having met all of the parameters on the physical plane, you now have joy, you have happiness, success, career opportunities, wishes granted, okay, because you have rebounded, you have joy, happiness, success, you've achieved satisfaction. So again, we need to watch out for the distractors, little hail. Sometimes we just need to chill out. This is Iza, to seek clarity. You know, if we get distracted by things, people, social media, TV, whatever it is that sucks up our time, sometimes we just need to go into clarity in isolation. Just chill out. Get your vices under control. Think about what's going on with the distractor. If you're able to do that, then you will have destiny, you'll have luck, you'll have, it's fated, you will have precious intuition and a stroke of genius, okay, because you've watched out for the distractors here. You will have stayed on target with Tiwas. And this sometimes just calls you to go with the flow. This is Lagos, this is balance, introspection, really looking at the whole pictures. And if there's any disagreement, you can flow with it and overcome it. When you're able to do these things, this is Degas, this is day. So you are looking at seeing the light. It's a new cycle of fortune. Intrigue's been thwarted, okay? And when you can do these things, you will have achieved the 24th rune, which is Othala, which is the master's house. So you follow the ancestors' directions you've learned from the past. So you have home, assets, inheritance, family, traditions, good luck. You have it all. This is Othala, the 24th rune. Okay, now let's look at this reading from more of a Scandinavian, a Viking standpoint, okay? So they were the younger rune people, 16 runes. Sometimes the designs changed a little bit because the different countries or regions, so that makes sense. But let's pull out of the 24, there's 8 that need to be pulled. So you get to 16. So we do not have Gibo, giving and receiving. We do not have the joy, happiness, having arrived, Wanzhou, on the physical plane. So those 2 are out. Okay, we don't have Perthro. They didn't believe in luck, destiny, fate. You know, Scandinavian people are very hardworking people, so they don't go into the joy and the fate and all of that kind of thing. This one is Degas. This is the new cycle, fortune, again, seeing the light. Okay, they don't have that one. You know, in the Scandinavian countries, when I visited Denmark, one of the things that the tour guide was talking about is like in the month of December, the whole month, you know, the 31 days, they had 11 hours of daylight. in those 31 days. So they don't talk about daylight very much all the time. Like, that's not a thing. The sun is Swolito, but not this rune. Or this one either. You know, the master's house and having achieved all of that. Again, that's kind of a luck, and you followed the ancestors and things like that. So everybody was in community. So out of the 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 disappear from this reading. So what are the younger runes telling us? Well, we still have those 3. And that's the message. You know, if you have wealth, watch out for distractors. You know, keep on point, keep on target, keep focused. Otherwise, you'll have debts and other worries and troubles and things, and your wealth could disappear. And, you know, just beware of fraud and other practices. You might have to practice a little icicle, a little Iza, chill out, get clarity. Make sure you control your vices so you don't end up with these distractors that can cause you harm. And then spiritually, just go with the flow. This is the water rune. Sometimes it meant lake, but that was what brought the Scandinavian, the Vikings, their freedom and also their prosperity, right? Because they would go into the longboats and trade, and sometimes they'd war to get the trade, right? Conquer. But this is going with the flow. Water was very important in their economy. So they needed the water. They needed balance. They needed introspection. Okay. So hopefully those 2 messages help you out for this evening. Again, thanks for popping by Rust Runes, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.